Hey everybody, Dylan here, and I'm running a 100-mile trail ultra foot race. So this is a bit of a departure from bike packing, so I thought I would do a gear check video and show you everything I'm going to be bringing, wearing, and a little bit of my plan for the race going into it. So I am coming off the heels of the Colorado Trail Race, and it kind of was, in my mind, a bit of like a training camp. There was so much hiking on CTR that it was a bit of a training camp for a trail ultra running race. So we'll see how that theory holds up. Today's video, I'm going to try to keep this as concise but also comprehensive as possible. Right off the top, consider becoming a member if you haven't already. You can also subscribe and like and comment. Let me know what you think about things I'm going to present here. And if you have any tips for me that I'm missing, I'm kind of new to this world, so the trail ultra running world, so we'll see how it goes. So the race, it's the Stagecoach 100 from Flagstaff, the Stagecoach Line 100 from Flagstaff to the Grand Canyon. From the website, from the race website, a majority of the Stagecoach course follows the Arizona Trail and the historic Flagstaff to Grand Canyon Stagecoach Line route used by adventure-seeking tourists between 1897 and 1901. Many of today's race day aid stations are located at the original stage line rest stops and watering holes. So that's pretty cool. The course footing varies between single track, two track, and maintained forest dirt roads. Runners pass from heavily vegetated ponderosa pine and alpine aspen forests to sparsely vegetated pinyon juniper grasslands and back again. The 100-mile course starts at 7,400 feet at Hot Shots Ranch and reaches a maximum elevation of 8,800 feet at Aspen Corner at mile 6 and finishes at 6,600 feet in Tucson. And it has approximately 7,000 feet of climbing. So like I said before, this is my first time doing a 100-mile foot race. Now I did do this same race on foot as a duo last year, 1 year ago, with my wife. So I did run the first 56 miles of this to kind of the more or less the halfway point. So I have a little bit of understanding of the course, at least that first half. That was at that time my longest running foot race. So we're deciding to go all the way this year. It did take me about 12 hours last year. I pretty much completely disintegrated after mile 40, maybe 37, 38. Just complete shit show after that. So I'm really going to try to focus on 12-minute miles as my pacing, eating 250 calories per hour, going slow out the gate because at the very beginning you go up and over the mountains, and I just completely blew myself up last year doing that. And I did not do a lot of self-care. So the idea this year is more self-care early on, pace myself, back myself off, really get into that endurance mindset of move slow to go fast over a long time. There is a description in the link. That's not how you say it. There's a link in the description to my complete packing list that I use lighterpack.com for my complete comprehensive packing list. So it's got everything listed there. Every piece of gear that I'm starting with, everything that's in each of my drop bags, and everything that my crew is going to bring along. It also includes links and weights to most of those items, so you can check it out, and hopefully some of those items may be able to help you. Oh, and one last thing, this gear check is brought to you by my sponsors, Squirrels Nut Butter, squirrelsnutbutter.com. They're the best. They make anti-chafing lube and saddle butter and Happy Toes, which I'm going to use the anti-chafe and the Happy Toes definitely on this race. And also a new sponsor, Embark Maple, Good Energy. They make maple syrup, organic, amazing, incredible tasting maple syrup pouches. So I definitely have that in my kit and on my drop bags. So that will be helping me fuel along the way. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the equipment. Okay, I'm gonna start with what I'm wearing for the race. I'll start on the top and go down, and then I'll go to my bags. Rabbit running hat, some fake knockoff Pit Viper sunglasses from Amazon called Ictods. They're awesome. They have adjustable sides, and yeah, and they're American flag, and I feel pretty cool in them. So yeah, these are probably the key piece of gear in my entire running kit to get me through this race. Let's see, my trusty, I'll get into my vest. I'll take that off and go over that in a minute. But as far as clothing is concerned, I have my trusty Outdoor Research Echo hoodie, which I wear for bike packing, I wear for running. I love it. It's super light. You can get it wet. There is a hot stretch part the way through when you go through kind of the lower desert area on this course. And so I'm really looking forward to having this, both at the beginning when it's slightly chilly, and then also when it's really hot, I can cool it off. So I absolutely love this thing. It's got little thumb hooks for it to keep that sun off of you. I'm just a super fan on this thing. So, and underneath I have my Rabbit short sleeve running shirt. I'm not gonna take this hoodie off at the moment. Then I have something relatively newer that I've been enjoying very much. These are Lululemon Sense Knit running shorts, and I also have been using them for mountain biking and bike packing. No chamois. I did use them on the Colorado Trail Race, and they worked out. So I'm kind of headed down this direction. These are my do-it-all shorts. I really love these, and I bought a couple pair of these since. So let me move this out of the way. For feet, the most important component, right? The shoes, second to the glasses. Hoka Speedgoat 5s is what I'll be wearing on this, and I'm going to bring one extra pair to rotate. I'll get to that in a minute. I wore Ultras in the past. Last year I wore a pair of Ultras and my feet just got destroyed. So I've been running in these Hokas for a while, the Speedgoat 5s specifically. I know the Speedgoat 6s just came out, but I really, the juice isn't worth the squeeze on upgrading for me for those for now. So I'm sticking with the 5s. I've bought 3 pairs of them now, and my feet are really, it's very personalized, so it takes a while for one to get, it's kind of like a bike seat. It takes a while for one to figure out what shoe works best for them or what combination of shoes, and this is the one that works really, really great for me. So yeah, going with those. And I have my Catula gaiters on also that I'll be wearing, which keep the rocks and the junk and the dirt out. Love those things. And for socks, I am doing Darn Tough. I think they're like 50% merino, micro crew running socks is what they're called. And I bought a whole bunch of pairs of these because, again, once you find the pair of socks that you like, stick with them. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, that's what I'm wearing. Let's move on to the vest. So I have a Solomon vest here. Let me put it back on, actually, with poles. I am using poles this year. I didn't use poles last year, and I completely regretted it. So I have these Black Diamond Distance Carbon Z poles, which are just really nice poles. Lightweight, nice. They compact down and stick in the back there. I like carrying them directly in the back pouch here as opposed to horizontally broken down, because it bounces against my lower back and really starts to bother me after many, many miles. So that's the plan. I can easily stick those in and pull those out as needed. 2 flasks. These are ½ liter, so 1 liter there, and then a 2 liter bladder with the hose in the back, a reservoir. So a total of 3 liter capacity. For 90% of the race, I'll likely be just going with the 1 liter, maybe 2 liters in total. And then for the dry stretches that I know, the longer stretches that are 2 to 3 hours, I'll likely, especially the hot stretch, I'll likely be filling up that full 3 liter capacity. So that's bladders and water. Embark maple syrup. Here's my pouch of that. So I have, I'll go through my aid station bags for my resupply, but I'm starting with one of those. Let's see what else is in here. It's just some small essentials. It's kind of, it's interesting going from bike packing to ultra running with support, because it's just such a simpler kit. I'm really enjoying the simplicity of my kit and not having to carry out all this stuff. Squirrel's nut butter, anti-chafe, a small tin for the road, sunscreen, ibuprofen. I did not take any ibuprofen last time and I regretted it, so I'm going to try to do better at that. I'm sure it'll help with some of the foot pain. And chapstick. And then on the other side, I got, let's see, health insurance card And I got an old school MP3 player and some headphones, some waterproof headphones. This is kind of as a backup. I am going to bring my Apple AirPods, but we'll see how long they last. I'm assuming, you know, I'll only get 6 or 7 hours out of those and then probably have to switch to this bad boy. So, all right, let's see what else do I got in here. Apple AirPods. I have a silicone cup for the aid stations, so I can, you know, grab some soda and hammer some soda at the aid stations. Because I don't think they'll have cups there. They didn't last year. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the Solomon vest. Oh, sorry, that's not it. In the main pouch, I have all of my white powder. So I'm trying this new Tailwind high carb fuel. Very interesting stuff. One serving. This is one pouch. It has 360 calories and let's see, where's the carb? 90 grams of carbs. So very intense amount of, you have to kind of be careful with this. You can't drink it too fast. It'll mess up your gut. So you can mix one pouch with 16 to 24 ounces of water. So very compact amount of carbohydrates there. So I basically am starting with 2 pouches of that and 500 calories of Tailwind. All the totals are on that lighter pack sheet, so you can check out the totals there. A whole bunch of white powder, and the probably actually the for real most important thing to bring is toilet paper. I got my toilet paper roll here and some tape for blisters in case I get anything while I'm running in between aid stations. And then the last thing, spot tracker. The race is tracked, but sometimes the tracking systems can be a little finicky from the race supplier. So we do run a backup so that my support crew, Jessica, can, you know, follow me within a 5-minute interval, and so she can be there for those aid stations. Okay, moving on. Let's go over the plan for aid stations and drop bags. So I'm not gonna have any pacers on this. Reasoning behind that is I'm just very, very, very programmed from self-supported bike packing to simplify things and not rely on others. So I've decided just to go with, keep things nice and simple, just go with no pacers. But I am gonna have a crew. Jessica, my wife, is gonna be my crew. So let's see, what do I got for that? I got 2 crew stops and 1 mandatory drop bag about halfway through the race at Boundary. So let's start with the first bag, is at Cedar. So this is my Cedar drop bag for my crew, my crew bag, which this will contain a Patagonia Houdini. I'm planning on the next time I get to my mandatory drop bag, it may be nighttime by then, based on last year's timing. So I'm bringing some, I will be putting the lights and my kind of moderately low temperature, comfort Houdini in there. So I'll be putting that in my bag in Cedar, anticipating that I won't see my crew or have a drop bag until Boundary, which is at mile 56, which the sun could be going down by then. Okay, so we got that. We got my Petzl, my old Petzl Tika headlamp, brand new batteries. Don't forget to change your batteries. Well, let's see, a bunch more white powder, so more resupply of high carb fuel and regular Tailwind, and an Embark Maple Energy. And then at these stops, I am going to be taking 2 scoops of Tailwind recovery mix. Hopefully, I get really bad muscle soreness, very bad, so I'm going to be trying magnesium and recovery mix to try to help with that deeper into the race, sort of manage that ahead of time. Some backup batteries for my headlamp. Brand new set of backup batteries for my headlamp. Got some little extra bonus Tailwind rapid hydration here that I can carry with me and hammer in this next section that will be dry. And then 2 250 milligram magnesium tablets. So that's the Cedar aid station crew bag. Okay, so next will be the mandatory drop bag at Boundary, which I will not have crew there, but the race does require some cold weather gear at that point for you to begin to carry. So that bag will be a drop bag, and it is going to contain 500, actually this is 600 calories of Tailwind endurance fuel, 2 scoops of Tailwind recovery mix that I'll drink there, mandatory tights, cold weather tights that I'll change into, I'll probably end up carrying those to Russell aid station, which is probably where I'll change into most of my cold weather gear, but it is mandatory to pick it up at this point. So cold weather hat, some lightweight cold weather gloves, another Embark Maple Energy, and then my Patagonia puffy jacket. Warm jacket. I can go down to 35, 40 degrees in this thing. And that's it for Boundary. All right, then a couple aid stations later, I will be meeting my crew again at Russell Tank. I'll be changing into all that cold weather gear, and also this is where I'm gonna have my first and only shoe change, probably, if things go to plan. So another pair, a newer pair with less mileage on it, pair of Hoka Speed Go 5s. I have another pair of Darn Tough socks. More white powder, more white powder. This white, by the way, all the tailwind is basically just my nutrition between aid stations. I will be hitting the all-you-can-eat buffet at the aid stations. Just kidding. I know they don't want me to eat it all, but I love eating. But I got white powder just in case. All right, so more white powder. This is basically to carry me to the end of the race at this point. So there's a fair amount of calories in that. More recovery mix. Pretty much the same, rest of the same stuff. The only addition in this drop bag is I am adding some caffeine at this point because I'm going to be going into the evening hours. So I have caffeine gummies, which are 50 milligrams each. So 2 of those is like a cup of coffee. Pretty good. And then I also have some NoDoz, some more serious caffeine pills if I need it. But hopefully I can just stick with the caffeine gummies. All right, guys, so that's it. Yeah, not much. I kind of feel like I'm forgetting something because I'm used to like, oh, I need to pack a sleeping bag and I need to pack all the self-supported stuff. And a 24-hour race, it feels really nice going into it. But yeah, I know I'm going to be in full suffer mode probably at like mile 70. So I'll be eating my words at this point. But yeah, anyway, I hope this was helpful. Like, subscribe, consider becoming a member. It does help support. I hope that some of this information is helpful, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks.